Thank you for joining us today on Something to Think About with Pastor Mike, where the topics can range from current events, historical perspectives, practical Bible application, to whatever's on his mind today. People have stereotypes of what it means to be a Christian, and one thing's for sure, Pastor Mike loves breaking those stereotypes. Pastor Mike Hasseltine is the senior pastor of Maranatha Church with campuses in Forest Lake and Chisago, Minnesota. With over 40 years of practical pastoral ministry, Pastor Mike challenges us to be real people, loving a real God, right in the midst of all our real lives. Now, here's Pastor Mike.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. Here we go. Hey, we have a guest with us today that I'll introduce a little while later. Robin, how are you doing?
I'm doing marvelously.
Doing marvelously.
Marvelously.
Marvelously. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, our world is changing almost daily. And with all the things going on, we got, school shootings and things. I hate to start out right on the negative thing like this, but just pointing our attention. It hopefully is going to be kind of a wake-up call.
I hope.
The only thing we can hope is that, good things come about because of the tragedy. The pendulum, hopefully, as a pendulum swings, it does swing, from one side to the next, usually. And I'm stumpified, if that's even a word,
it is now.
As to what to say, because it's just so ridiculous. And, we pray for all the families impacted by the school shootings, and not just Annunciation here in Minnesota, but other places.
Right.
School shootings have happened and wherever else. And I have to admit, and I know that I might sound like this right-wing old white guy, but I'm just so immersed in our founding fathers and the foundation of this country that they have said, if you get away from if you get away from the foundation, it's going to crumble. Whether it's a business, a building. Jesus said he is the chief cornerstone. Way back then, it's like this idea of foundational things. This country was founded on religious, moral values. And even the founding fathers, they talked about the fact that you cannot make enough laws to make people moral.
That's right.
Morality comes from the inside, and we are governed to love people and not shoot them. But there's people, unfortunately, and again, I don't want to, start causing arguments in that sense, but just some deep thought, because in light of the shooting, there was this politician type on the news and emphatically, kind of like, in her voice, pounding the table, our culture has got to change. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, absolutely, our culture has to change. But I'm thinking what she meant was got to take away guns. And I'm thinking much deeper, and it's going to be a lot more complicated, and nobody, I think, is willing to face the truth of a foundation of a moral value. The morality, it's not the simple fix of posting 10 commandments in every school and public building and all that, although it wouldn't hurt. When you see stuff like this and you create a culture of morality, again, our founding fathers, again and again and again, they went on talking about you cannot make laws and make people moral. We have speed signs, right? Speed limit signs? We have speed limits. Do people break the law? Yeah, they do all the time. Putting that sign up there did not stop them. Putting a sign up that this bank or this business bans guns. Do you think a thief literally walks up there, reads the sign and goes, oh, bummer, I can't go in here? No, morality comes from the inside out. That's why, man, in the last days of my breath, I want to make Jesus known. Amen. Because Jesus makes all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world.
Yep.
Man, do we need to value people? Absolutely. Do we need to appreciate different cultures? Absolutely. But when you come to America, you need to become an American. Okay. Enough ranting, but just... and I think there's a lot of things today that people just don't say. And then if you say them... Some people listening this morning already have probably written me off to being a right-wing, lunatic or whatever else. I am not.
Well, and it used to be, you talk about changing the culture. The value of life, respect for life, was a profound pillar
Yes.
for centuries. And that has changed. So if personal responsibility, community connections, and respect for life disappear, this is what we have.
Yep. And I think, the social media of, Google and Facebook and the social life of our technology, some people think that that's relationships. It's not relationships.
Right.
You need to put the phone down, go on the front porch and visit with your neighbor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
find their human just like
you can find out what things we have in common, what things we have differences, and still be neighborly.
Mm-hmm.
And still be neighborly. Yep. But it's so easy to send jabs over internet or through a text and think that you're kind of creating some kind of difference. Even now I feel guilty about the fact that I have a radio show and I can even say what I'm saying. It's like, I don't mean that to be that way.
What do you mean?
Well, like even just my earlier comments about, understanding that I'm a old white guy, sounding like, hey, don't take our guns away, creating morality. I think those who don't know me, they could just perceive. If you just heard that soundbite, they go, oh, yes. They'd immediately send me off into the extreme right wing.
But that's just it. We have gotten so accustomed as a people to making those snap judgments off of sound bites instead of knowing people and finding out the fullness of who they are. I mean,
I agree. I agree.
It's a shame.
Okay, so switching gears here. Let's go, Robin, to... I like this stuff. I really do, because I like to be somewhat cynical, somewhat funny, somewhat practical. Who knows?
Well, one of the things...
Over the national days.
The national days. Today happens to be National Just One Human Family Day. We are just one human family day.
The whole earth, the globe.
The whole earth, the whole globe.
Wow.
We're all just one human family day.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's also the National Day of Encouragement, so we can start that anytime.
Wow. Hey, Mike, I sure do like you coming in and sitting in the front. I want to encourage you. You do just such a great job.
Oh, and wait, Pastor Mike, you might want to add to that for him. It's National Hug and High Five Day. Do you want to run over there and give him a hug and a high five, too?
I will as soon as the show's over. Hey, Mike, consider yourself hugged right now and high-fived. And I just want to encourage you. And to our guest, it's just so good to have you around and all the hard work that you do, which we're going to hear about in just a little bit. Yeah. Pastor Robin, I love and appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
You're just such a great... You make me look way better than I am.
Well, praise the Lord.
I mean, not physically look better. You don't have a magic wand, but...
I could make you some spa appointments if you'd like.
Oh, gosh.
Today is also National Report Medicare Fraud Day.
Report Medicaid fraud.
Yes, so if you're aware
that's
of
exciting,
Medicaid fraud, you should report that. It's also, hang on, it's National Video Game Day. I already got the privilege of being able to encourage a young person I know that it's National Video Game Day. They had just said they were going to play video games today, so it was really
I can't remember the last time I've seen a video game. Or let alone play one.
Probably
oh my
not
gosh.
Bad. I mean, but
we got to go way back to Nintendo when I did play Frogger
Pong.
and Raid. A few of those kind of games, but not much.
Asteroids.
I've never been. Asteroids. Exactly, asteroids in the arcade there. I've never been one to sit and play video games. I just
Pac-Man.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Mm-hmm.
It's National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Also.
Oh, praise God. Everybody should stop and truly just go have a milkshake today. It'd make everybody happier. Except for those who are lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant, that's right. Tomorrow it should be a very special day for you. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It should be. It's National Bald is Beautiful Day.
Yay.
I'm just kind of speechless. Yeah. I'm not sure if bald is beautiful, but...
We appreciate you. Way to go, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Way to
we
go.
appreciate you. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. The other one
so now you guys know all the time that I get, when I go traveling or, I'm around different places, I get all the time people walk up to me and go, are you Billy Joel? And I go.
And you sing him a song?
No, I don't.
Piano Man.
No, I think I did one signature one time, but no, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
Wow,
I said, yeah, I know I get it all the time, but I'm a much nicer guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know him. I mean, okay, so 2 other holidays, and then I'm done. This coming Wednesday is Constitution Day and Citizenship Day.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
That's marvelous.
Folks, read your Constitution. It's very important. And participate in an informed citizenry, because lots of prices were paid for us to do that.
Amen.
And this one is in honor of Mike. Do you know what this coming Thursday is? It's Air Force birthday.
Who?
It's the Air Force's birthday. 78
next
years.
Thursday. This coming
Air
Thursday.
Power.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 78 years
I wasn't
old, our
in the
Air
Air
Force
Force,
is.
though.
I thought you were.
No, the Army.
Oh,
He's
forgive
not-
me then. Forgive me.
But that just makes you want to rejoice
I didn't have
anyway.
it as cushy as the Air Force.
Riding high into the sun. Yeah.
They slept in the hotels with remotes and TVs, and we got tents with no air conditioning.
That was not the story my dad told, but anyway, I am an Air Force brat. But that's
You know,
it.
as soon as some shots get fired, the unity of all 4 branches of our military come together rather quickly.
Yeah.
But during peacetime, man, you guys
There's
love
quite
to
a
rib each other.
rivalry,
Oh
yeah.
man, you guys love to rib from one department to the other.
Yeah, it's like having siblings that you're close with. Where
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for you to beat up on them, but somebody else, no.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to put it. It really is. That's this next Thursday.
Yeah.
75 years. I would have
78.
thought 78.
Yeah.
I would have thought that our Air Force is older than that, but
Go
nope.
figure.
I guess we haven't been flying that terribly long either. So what they've done in the short years that they've been flying is
right.
we've put man on the moon.
Look how far you've come.
I mean, wow.
I believe it started out as the Army Air Corps and then later became the Air Force.
Okay. Wow. They're just dropping little Molotov cocktails off the Kitty Hawk,
plane.
flying overhead. Woo, let it go.
Oh, okay. So here's some kudos for you. So the Air Force came out of the Army's Aeronautical Division in 1907.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So the
Now you
Army
know.
kind of started it all. And we've been flying for 121 years. That was Kitty Hawk.
121 years. Yep,
Yeah,
Kitty Hawk.
Kitty Hawk.
I feel like it's been that long.
Yeah, wow.
Some days I feel
tired.
like 437, but whatever.
Oh my gosh. Hey, those of you who tuned in this morning, it's just good to have you listening to WAJC, Your Life Radio, and we have more programs being in the works coming up. But right now we have live shows every Thursday from Pastor Bill and his wife Denise, In Pursuit. That's Thursdays from noon to 1. It's great to have you tune in there and take a peek and listen. They have fun stuff going on all the time. And then obviously something to think about with me every Friday. It's really cool. And then we have some podcasts that you can check out. And we have some other programs coming, which we have a special guest with us today who's going to be kind of responsible for and helping us with making sure that our programming just continues to grow and get better. She has worked so hard. She is the voice. You know her already, but just not by name. She is the voice of our commercial breaks and station identifications. And that is our station manager, Jenni Gaskill. Woo! Welcome. Oh, ow, ow, ooh, ow, ow, ow.
That's me imagining I'm playing pickleball right now in my head.
Yeah, and that's me getting beat with a paddle from the pickleball paddle.
I tell you, that sound is it's so soothing to me, hearing the knock back and forth of, sometimes it goes fast.
I can't believe this. We are in here clucking,
It's very fun to
on
watch
the radio.
people, I gotta say.
Okay, so I'm going to send it over and you hit it back.
Good Lord in heaven. Deliver me. Mouth games.
Hey, this is way too much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I
On the
wanted to
radio.
remind you, too, and I need to add that to the list for you, but Mondays and Tuesdays, we air Chew on This at
Oh,
noon.
yes, okay. I knew
Yep.
there were some podcasts.
Yeah. So that one is pre-recorded, but it goes out over the radio waves on Mondays and Tuesdays at noon after the news.
So stinking fun.
It is, and yeah, well, we talk about that later, but actually Chew on This is our longest recorded running show
Yes.
that hasn't been on the radio until just this past June is when we started broadcasting it on WHAC.
Cool.
So
Monday
there's-
and Tuesdays?
Yeah. So, because there's hundreds of shows that Pastor Orlean and her crew have recorded.
done, yeah.
Yeah, it's been
I
like
don't know. Was it
8
7
years?
8
Yeah.
years, something like that. So, it's exciting.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So this is our station manager, Jenni Gaskill, with us. Jenni, it's great to have you just come in and quit beating people, quit making them bleed. Everybody, when they heard that you're going to be on here, they thanked me. They thank you. We're tired of getting beat.
You are so
bloody by her. So at least we get 1 week's vacation, a little break from her. Anyway, you came down from playing pickleball. Here you are. It's great to have you here. Let's go back.
Okay, hang on before you move on.
Yeah.
Just because I have to share a couple factoids about pickleball for you. So my number one factoid that I heard this about 6 months ago was the fact that pickleball is the first professional sport that men and women are paid equally.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
I know. I
don't even know what to say.
Pretty incredible.
Pretty incredible.
Do they get paid?
When you're really good.
And when you are a professional,
Oh.
then you get paid.
Yes, and there's Major League Pickleball, like there's Major League Baseball. I kind of got into that this last season. It ran May through August. Super fun and exciting.
So is pickleball a Olympic sport yet?
My goodness, people.
I don't know.
No, I'm not saying that to you. Like, this is just kind of like, for as popular as it is, for some reason they can't get their act together till 2032.
Wow.
That's when it's scheduled to
That's
come
a
on?
long time.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Feel
But
like-
so
I could see pickleball being an Olympic sport much sooner than I can. Some of the things that are Olympic
know.
sports, I'm like, are you kidding me?
breakdancing.
Gosh.
Cammie Peterson, if you're listening, remember our breakdance move at Women's Retreat. Okay, but listen to this. Okay, in the U.S., pickleball is extremely popular. In 2024, 50 million people, about 19% of the adult population, played at least once.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's the fastest growing sport in the country with an 85.7% annual growth rate.
That's huge.
cool. Does it list
That
the
is
injury
huge.
rate?
Did you say enjoy or injury?
Yeah, she said injury.
The injury rate. Yeah, ER loves pickleball. Twisted ankles, broken wrists, eyes poked out from the ball.
Well, you got a whole lot of people
Come
that are
on.
moving their blood around and
Come
getting
on,
more
Jenni.
exercise than ever
and
before.
they're healthier
That's
because
right.
of it.
There you go. So
never mind the fact all the courts have AEDs at them because the population is so old.
yeah, there
But
you
I
go.
do have to say the average age of the amateur pickleball player is 38.
Oh,
That makes sense.
But it was like the fastest growing sport last year, the year before, like in the 20s. Like all the kids.
Really? Younger kids?
I have played with some kids that are just I love encouraging them. It's so fun. And it's really fun because this is where I see wisdom on the court. Because you may not be able to move as fast or hit the ball as hard as they can,
But you can outsmart them.
can outsmart them.
you can outsmart
Wits
them.
and cunning will beat strength and youth any
Any
day.
day.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, Pastor Mike, before we go too far with our wonderful station manager, Jenni, I want to let people know if you happen to have a question for her, our Facebook, you can certainly send us a quick message through Facebook, and you can find us at 88.1 WAJC Radio on Facebook, or you can email your question at wajc@yourliferadio.com. You just never know.
Yeah.
Your question may be read on the air, so
Yes.
feel free.
We could show her a question. We can shoot her a question. How do you, when you say you paddle it, like shooting it across the net, we're going to shoot some questions at you across the net.
Oh,
Like pickleball.
It's a volley.
And then you get
we'll
to-
volley back and forth. If I don't
to
know the
answer
answer,
back.
I'll just cluck.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. I think one of the nice things about pickleball is, you were listing out pickleball stuff, so I guess I'm not going to leave the subject yet. One of the nice things, it doesn't require a lot of expense. I think it's affordable for anybody to play.
Unless you become a paddle addict, which I know a few of those.
Are you a paddle addict?
Nope.
How many paddles you got?
I have one.
Really?
Yeah. That I play with. I had one that was given to me, which wasn't regulation approved. So, but
In which way was it illegal?
It wasn't approved by the USA Pickleball Association.
Oh.
So it has to have a little stamp on it if you're going to play in sanctioned events, kind of thing.
And good to get used to holding that particular kind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but they do break down over time. I've been told, but anyways.
Some of the internal of the paddle?
I don't know.
For the bounce factor?
But
Jenny's love for people comes out in her encoragement to wear eye protection as well, so we don't have any detached retinas.
Again,
she loves people.
We've discussed that. She really pushes the safety, with eye gear, and we know why is because she pokes people's eyes out with the ball. She's just wicked. She's vicious. You think it's love and concern for others, but really it's just self-preservation. She doesn't want to get sued.
Wow. Right. Did you see the bus roll by with you thunk right in?
I also encourage stretching before and after.
Stretching.
Oh, this is really good. That's a good idea. Because again, there's a lot of older people playing it.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Have you ever? I can only think of literally. I've harassed you about hurting people and all that stuff, but I can literally only think of one injury that's happened up there playing pickleball, and that's somebody stepped on somebody's foot. I mean, that's the only one I can think of.
I've injured myself.
Well, Robin,
that was
self-induced.
my own self. It was self-induced. Yeah.
Well, but were you diving for the ball? And
Yes,
you realized,
she was.
Well, don't you know that you are old?
No, not when I'm playing pickleball.
You just get possessed. You just gotta get the ball. It's just
Yeah, I'm just all in, and then my body pays a price later,
for that.
which is why it's wisdom and discretion for me not to play, because I know that about myself. I will dive and hurt myself and then complicate the whole rest of my life.
So we call that making good business decisions. I'm not saying that Robin makes bad business decisions, but only in the realm of pickleball. So
yeah.
I go to a different
I'm like
place.
that ball. I am not going on the floor for anything.
Right, I'm not gonna go. I mean,
She's got that internal check, and I obviously don't have that governor in my system.
Let them score a point. It's okay.
But I
I'll
think
get
that
them next time.
translates in other ways. In good ways.
I will get them next time. Just let that ball go.
Governor. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, can you think of any? So I was leading to this question. Have you seen, what kind of injuries, have you seen any up there?
No, I haven't played up there.
For a while, yeah.
But all the other places that I play, I think I've only been around when somebody's like torqued a knee
Yep.
and went down kind of thing, besides when I stepped on somebody's foot last fall.
Yep. That's the only one I was thinking of.
That could happen while
Oh
you're...
my gosh, at
Yeah,
Walmart.
the intensity of the focus of the thrill of the game. Just step on people.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But I was really trying to say, bring this all around to the idea that the safety of the game. As long as we joke with people and harass them about, how much danger it is, and it's really relatively safe.
Oh, it has really
is.
And it has changed for me an element of my cardio.
Oh.
Yeah. And being a stress reliever and all the benefits, the whole hand-eye coordination for brain stuff, racket sports are super positive for that as we get older. And it's excellent cardio because your heart rate goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down.
And all that blood flow is great for your brain.
It is.
They'll be ruling the world when the rest of us are like drooling.
And those people that are celebrating National Video Game Day.
National Video Game Day. It's like, oh my gosh. Hey, everybody, check out pickleball if you haven't. Go play pickleball. Okay, we'll come right back after this break. You're listening to Something to Think About with me, Pastor Mike, a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. We'd love to hear from you. If you have questions or comments about today's show, email us at wajc@yourliferadio.com. If you're ever in the Forest Lake area, I'd love to personally invite you to join us for a Sunday morning service at 9:30 a.m. or Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. There's something for everyone.
Something to Think About with Pastor Mike is a production of WAJC Your Life Radio, which is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. You can find more information on the web at realchurch.org. Now, back to Something to Think About.
Hey, welcome back. Here we are. And so we have as a special guest our station manager, Jenni Gaskill. And so we took over the station in 2016. And it was given to us by some members of our church that had run it for years, and kind of on their own.
I think it was 2011. That's the one date I can't. I need to verify that with.
Okay.
Yeah, with Jill and Kevin.
Yep, so. Jill and Kevin. So Jill's dad was the Bible Answer Man for years in this Twin City metro area, and the program went nationwide. I mean, it was heard around the country.
Yeah, he was California, I think, for most of that, wasn't he?
I have to admit, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was California for most of it. I mean, not sure.
But it was aired here.
Yes. Well, it was nationwide.
Nationwide. It was a nationwide program that he ran for years, the Bible Answer Man.
Yeah.
He was smart, committed, loved to...
Apologist.
Yep. Exactly. Defender of the faith.
Yeah, and really got into the occult stuff of just refuting, things like that. So, because my husband, that's kind of part of the testimony of the journey on here. If I can just segue real quick.
Go ahead, please do.
Because when you asked me to take over the station, which was in March of 2020, there was a number of things on the docket that there was some wheels in motion, all that kind of thing. And of course, it was 2020. So we were right at the beginning of COVID and all that kind of stuff. But we had a big meeting of the minds in June of 2020. I still remember sitting out in the lobby around all the tables, and our engineer, Bob Moore from Indiana, the big brain guy,
radio guru.
Yep. And I remember my husband was part of the group that we had pulled together for one of the stages of what we were doing. And I said, I'm gonna finally get to meet the previous owners of the station, and her dad was like the Bible Answer Man. I still remember standing in our kitchen, and Todd looks at me. He goes, "The Bible Answer Man?" I said, "Yeah, Bible Answer Man." And I didn't grow up knowing this guy, so I had never, heard him. I didn't know about him. And he asked me like 3 times. He's like, "The Bible Answer Man?" Yeah, because that's how he's known. And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "He was sitting in my living room with my mother back in the late 80s because his mom had gotten out of a certain cult and had really gone pretty extreme in for the most part, a really healthy way of supporting like apologists in refuting what these lies were that were being fed in this cult." And he was in her living room, and Todd remembers that. This was back, and it was not too long before he passed away, because he passed away like I think it was the late 80s.
Okay.
And we're both looking. I'm like, what?
Yeah. What a connection.
I know. And then here we're sitting with his daughter, and we're doing this like never in a million years. So yeah. So anyhow, just kind of a cool sidebar of
very cool sidebar, process. And those kind of sidebars remind us how small the world really is.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really wild.
Yeah. So, anyhow.
Todd became a believer, loved Jesus, still does. I mean, he's just on fire. Mm-hmm. He's been a big part of helping a lot of things happen around here as well.
He sure has. Huge support. Yeah.
So you took over, and there is an unsung hero in the radio station here, really unsung hero, and that is Gary Lundstrom. Mm-hmm. Gary, for years, behind the scenes. Was it?
Since the beginning.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of us having it.
He has done the work of making sure that something's on and going and helps set up. It's just amazing. He still does. Mm-hmm. Behind the scenes, a name you'll never hear, but because you're listening to the radio, you know that Gary's at work.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yes, and Gary's heart for what, the mission of the station and his love of the Lord, and it's so apparent in just his desire to serve steadily and faithfully. It's wonderful. He
really is a pillar of, what you'd call a believer.
Yeah.
He's not flashy out there, but man, rock solid.
Yeah. So, and another big brain that's involved. So I have learned so much from this man.
He is so techie that I get nervous just walking around him because I am not. He is so smart.
Yeah.
And he is just a brainiac guy.
And he is not a know-it-all. His humility is
amazing.
It is, yeah.
He doesn't make you feel small.
No.
Which he could.
Yeah. And so patient. So patient. So it's
wonderful. Marvelous. So why don't you just run us through a little bit of, from your perspective, what was it like coming on, taking over this whole radio station thing? Because before this, I'll bet you knew nothing about radio, and you knew that it just turned on. You hit the switch and the radio came on. Now, You're kind of responsible for running a station. All the FCC rules in the code book, which is about 3 feet thick. Okay, a little exaggeration. But it is intense. So just go on and tell us, what was it like developing and stepping into the radio station?
Well, I knew it would be only being obedient to what God said to do, and that He would provide, whether or not it was people or in the moment of or all those people that are just invested in the station and in the process and accessible as resources. So just kind of baby stepping through things. I mean, the more you think you know, the less you know. That's kind of how I feel. I'm like, oh, I can't go there. If I need to know this, somebody's got to highlight it and tell me that I need to know this. So, I mean, the things that I've learned from Gary and Jill along the way and in the beginning and when we took on the project, because the wheels were in motion for moving the translator, because we had acquired the other station number, the one that's here, because the main full power FM station is down south of the cities, and so we just repeat the signal up here, and all the things that are tied to that, because we have an emergency alert system and all the things that need to happen from the internet to the what's going on from the FCC, certain tests we have to run every year and all that kind of stuff. It's a little, I remember spending hours you just kind of get a little freaked out when you're on the FCC website filing things and making sure it's right, because you don't want any federales coming after you. You don't want to
mess around with the FCC, because this is, I am amazed at just looking through some of the rules and the specifications and how you have to have a ledger on site signing in who's on duty today and all this kind of stuff for the FCC. You had mentioned that the main tower is south of the cities. Our 88.1 covers the whole metro area. Almost. Doesn't it go all the way to the river? I thought it went to the river.
Yeah, it's not. It's quite. Not. Well, yeah, Minneapolis, it's not super strong there.
Okay.
And we have some overlap a little bit from another station in St. Cloud that has a taller, because FM is all about line of sight, and so it really depends on how tall your tower is too.
Oh, okay.
So and the wattage that we're licensed by the FCC and whatnot.
Wow.
So, well.
Like I said, there are very specifics. The angle of aim of your target, how high, how much power you get, is all.
And all the regulations of the city that you live in, and that type of thing, because we were limited to 75 feet here. The tower itself is at 70, but with the antenna going above it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there was like I said, there was a lot of wheels in motion already because of the whole. Do you remember the translator being in Stacy?
Yes.
It had to be that every 6 months
you can only move so far at a time.
So
you
X
can't...
amount of miles, maybe 7 miles. I can't remember exactly, and. Just all the moving parts in that process, the application process.
I forgot about that.
Oh, the permitting. I was pulling up, you can't see it because I got pieces of paper here. I was remembering of all this stuff that Bob Moore, this individual in Indiana, that won the man. I'm hoping he's still alive. I mean, he is on fire for making sure that as many radio stations can be sending out a signal talking about Jesus as possible. But talk about big brain. He developed the program that the FCC uses, and people use him for as well to calculate the radiation.
Wow.
That's emitted by a tower, and all these things that have to stay within certain parameters according to the FCC. And never mind the fact that Bob, the stories that he told just in that meeting, I'm like, I would love to just sit around a campfire with him and listen, to all his experiences.
Yeah, around the country and around the world, where he has helped build radio stations.
Yeah.
And like you said, the FCC uses his material that he designed. Another one of these guys, truly intelligent, gifted, but does not make you feel small.
Exactly.
He does not make you feel small. He gives you the impression that there's no such thing as a stupid question. He's encouraging.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the development of the station kept going, and it has evolved. Even the mechanics around here, the rooms we meet in, turning this into, at the church here, our radio station, our radio room.
Yeah, well, I just want to go back real quick to that whole process of 2020 of getting the tower built here because we had
Yes.
decisions to make about where to put the tower, and there were lots of conversations about that. So we had decided to put it out on the back part of the church lot and got all the permits
Yep.
applied for and whatnot. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but I mean, such favor from the Lord with that process. We had the hole dug, and it was December when we were pouring concrete. But leading up to that, like, one of our faithful longtime members, Greg,
Yep.
and he
yes.
helped coordinate all that. And we had the tower shipped to us from Kansas City because we ended up having to buy a tower because we couldn't use a guided a wired tower. We needed a freestanding, so a different kind of tower. And they sent us the wrong base. It was their
Yes.
issue. And Todd and I were just reminiscing that he had to drive down to Kansas City
Yes.
in a day to go get
The proper
the
base.
to bring it back up here because we were pouring concrete like the next day. So, and that
I forgot all about that.
base had to be buried in the concrete. And that was, I'm like, I remember Greg and talking with him, and he came out and he put insulated blankets over the hole because it was getting colder. I mean, we just had a mild December, thankfully. And so Todd was able to get the base, and they came. It was December 15th. I was just looking at pictures of 2020 when
Wow.
that concrete got poured and the base was put in. And all the people, I mean, I don't want to even try listing them, but, Ed Seifert was a big, a big advocate. He really helped with get the tower up and constructed and all that kind of stuff. And then the next spring in May of 21 is when we dug the monster trench. So that was one of the biggest decisions that we had to make, was the distance from where the transmitter was in the building out to where the tower was, in order to have the signal. This piece of coax is
had to be the right diameter.
Yeah, and very big.
Yeah.
To run, I think it's 300 some feet from the back of the building to the tower and all the things. And then having Joe come out in that spring, and because we had a big, awesome crew here, right down to little Matthew Castillo and Ty when they were so little, digging the trench, and it was great. So that all happened. We went live with the transmitter here. We moved everything from the south transmitter area because that's where the EAS system was. But we were able, because we were doing this, now we moved it up here, so it's now housed all in the building here, not down at the main transmitter. And so, it was July of 2021. I remember leaving the building when our Brian, our guest engineer, who's done so much work for us, and tuning in the radio station and driving. And if I remember, I went to get food at Arby's and listening to our station on the dial here in Forest Lake. So it was great.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But look at you now, talking about transmitters and EASs. I don't know what an EAS is, but you're just like, that just rolls off your tongue. Yeah, we got the EAS system, we got this,
Emergency alert
system.
system. No.
Emergency alert system?
Yeah, that's when you hear the test, the tone, that's
it.
And that's also what the National Weather Service uses for tornadoes. And, I just repeat stuff people tell me. Don't assume that I really understand.
Well, because
you do.
You've been around it for a while and making sure this thing stays up and running.
So, Jenni, what as far as markets are concerned, am I remembering correctly that we are like 15th in the nation?
Oh, you mean in terms of full power transmitter? Yeah, the southern signal, that 88.1. Yeah, I think
that's really cool.
Yeah, number 15 market, not like us, but like Minneapolis area.
We're in terms of the 15th largest
I think
market.
that's what it is.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
See, I can't remember to repeat what I was told. Yeah. Exactly. But no, that's right, Robin.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. But
I mean, it's not like you're in the basement with a ham radio all by yourself. This is a big organization. It's
sometimes
a big deal.
it feels that way.
Well, as I look around and I see all of the soundproofing here and the modifications that have been made in the studio, and Mike on the other side of the glass being the producer, and all of the changes that you guys have made is really astounding.
Yeah, lots of people that have caught the passion and give their time, and it's wonderful.
Yep.
So, because we had July 21, when we had we went live with our transmitter here off the tower once it was fully done. It was that fall that we had our first live show, and that was Jill's show.
Yes.
Yeah, Talk Revelation, which ran for quite a while. And then we really started to recognize, well, we knew it. It was just kind of part of the phase and just like slow and steady, get me ready. This is the timing of everything. We recognized that this room wasn't functioning. I mean, it was functioning great, but we needed 2 rooms here because, on the production side of things, you need to be able to have a conversation occasionally because you couldn't do that in the same room if somebody was on the air. And whether or not, because eventually we'll be able to take phone calls, we're not that far away from that, just installation stuff. And then also soundproofing so that our quality was better too. So we started that, let's see, February of 2023 is when this room... The guys came in and we put the wall in and did the whole process of dividing this and whatnot. And because you remember, because you're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of Something to Think About in October.
Really?
You've been doing it for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
In when?
October.
In October.
In October.
In October. Wow.
Yeah.
Come up on 2 years.
Because when
I'm
you
only 2 years old.
Do you remember when we started, Mike? And when we were all, this room was torn apart at that point, and we were all sitting around that table, and writing notes to each other. And you remember?
I do remember that now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've forgotten a lot of that. It's just amazing
I know,
how things
I know.
evolve, like the pouring of the concrete. Now that you say it, I was like, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was touchy go there. It was. But then, we had that big horseshoe type table out there.
Came out from the center.
Yeah, the big thing out there, and we were all around there.
Yeah. And Gary...
Things have come a long way.
Yeah, he worked on the plans for when we decided where we needed to, put the wall in the room and with the windows and what we have. And, so it was February of 23. Yeah. No, sorry. No, finishing it. No, February of 2024 is when it was about a year of, actually being able to get in here with the mics installed and actually run a show and have,
soundproofing.
Yep.
And that's just exploded now.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of things
we
happening
do.
and then
We
the
do.
pipeline. That's very cool.
Yeah, you walk in here, it's obviously a radio room.
Yeah. So, and you guys, I can't remember when you moved back down here for Chew on this. I don't remember that on the timeline because you were recording upstairs for a long time.
And that
I remember that.
Oh, so hot up there.
But another exciting thing happened a year ago in the fall was when with the kids, they used POV. And for us old people, POV is point of view, is what that stands for. And they came to me in May of 24 and said, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, okay. And so we came up with a plan, and Pastor Ben was involved. And, obviously just the biggest concern at that point is could they carry a program, just the kids doing what they're doing. Was the content going to be, valuable and, that type of thing. And so I think, it was fall a year ago that the kids recorded their first, which does not go out over the radio. Someday I hope we could do something like that, but it is on our website, so you can go find it at realchurch.org.
Realchurch.org. They do a great job.
/youth. They do a
high school
solid
students.
job.
High school
I
students
know.
just doing a great job.
Yeah, and they've interviewed adults, and they've had, they just do an outstanding job. It's really exciting. And then, just growing our producer crew. And, and then in February of this year is when Pastor Bill and Denise and his crew
started their
show, and they have 3 people that know how to produce that show, which are part of that pool. And so it's really exciting. And we only did like a couple recorded ones, and they were ready to go live right away. So
that's really cool.
it is. Yeah.
I'm looking at our producer over there, Mike. I remember asking him to consider it. He didn't consider it long. He just right away goes, "Yeah, I can do that." And I just remember personally being encouraged by your enthusiasm, Mike, of just saying, "Yeah, I'd like to be a part of that, and I want to do it." And you've done such a wonderful job. Thank you.
No, thank you. I feel privileged to be here and to be a part of this, and it's been so much fun, and it has been exciting going from that when we were all in the same room, which I enjoyed that too.
And
to where we're at now.
Yeah, and you're like one of our longest standing producers, I believe. And Jay, he does, gone
can't
for
get rid of me.
portion of
Yeah,
the
again, see, and again, it's that attitude that I just
know.
love.
And he's like, yeah.
You're not getting paid anything.
Nope.
But you just, man, I want to be there. I've counted a privilege to be a part. It's that kind of spirit that really makes things happen. Say that again.
I wouldn't say I'm not getting paid anything. I mean, I'm not being financially compensated. But, I feel like I am getting paid for this in a much better way.
Yeah. And he's an easy one that I can reach out to if we need a sub. He steps in and helps with other shows if needed. And, yeah. So.
It's that attitude of service that makes the kingdom grow.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
It really does.
Yeah.
Praise God. So, thanks for doing it, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me to do it, and thank you, Pastor Robin and you and Jenny and Gary and Jay and everyone else that's ever taken part in this, which is it's been amazing and humbling and a complete blessing to be a part of.
Yeah, but we got way more places to go.
I just gotta say the same thing. I'm already thinking about for the future. Looking forward to the station growing and having a greater impact, and marketing and advertising, letting people know that it's here. Because right now we're the best kept secret around. We want to change that. It's not to be the best kept secret. It's the best secret program that you need to tune into and be a part of. Because at least I know this thing, something to think about. I'd like to think that we have fun here. Do we talk about serious stuff? Absolutely. But do we just mess around and have a good time? It's a good little release in your break. If you're... There's Jenny playing pickleball again. It's a great little break from, for mom or dad cleaning up the house and kids are at school, just in the background going on. So it's just great to have the program going on.
Yeah, and we do. I mean, our philosophy behind this is putting quality, not just putting stuff out there because you want to fill the airways, but just quality and stuff that challenges people and makes them want to grow with Jesus, or maybe they have never met Jesus and they happened upon us. And
Your Life Radio, it's real life.
Yep.
Kind of like the motto of the church. We are real people living in a real world where things go wrong and problems come.
It's messy.
In a real world, worshiping a real God.
Amen.
We're not trying to be super religious, super phony, super whatever. We're just real people living in a real world. It's Your Life Radio.
Amen.
Yeah, I love it. So as a station manager, what kind of discipline would you like to hand out on the air right now to all of us? I'm kidding.
Discipline?
No,
don't
go there.
What?
No, it's right. Don't go there. Don't go there. But literally, with the last few minutes remaining, if you look back and you reflect, what are some of the real highs, and if you're willing to, what are some of the real challenges, things that were really tough, maybe even produced heartache? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start out with challenges first. Probably just because there's been many times where it's just like this sense of overwhelm, like just because of all the technical stuff, because I can be technical enough to be dangerous is usually what I say. But then I look around and I'm reminded of, just all the gifts that God has given the body in different ways, and when you get to work with men like Gary, all the... we had the Gideons even come pitch in to, dig the trench back in that May of 21 or whatever it was. And just all the people that recognize the value of the resource. And along with that, I don't want to say I can let it be overwhelming, but and then I'm like, nope, because God is in all of this. Like that's your human side, just like,
Yeah.
And I think probably another challenge is just like the tortoise and the hare. That whole slow and steady. Stuff comes slow. It just comes slow at times, but then I look at that, I'm like, okay, God's timing is perfect. And when we're focused on quality and intention and being intentional with what we're doing, I think that makes a world of difference.
And you get down the road and you look back and you go, oh, look how far we've come.
Oh my goodness. I just think about where my head was, but then back in 2020 of like, I have no idea. Okay, I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing, and we'll get people together and we'll start talking and we'll make plans and make decisions. I just was reminded, when we made the decision to move from Real Life Radio because we wanted a different domain, and we changed it to yourliferadio.com, knowing the value of .com versus, because it was like a .fm, which was conflicting with something over in Europe, and, just all those things, and the people that spoke up that had, experience with finding domains. And, that type of thing. So
all the minutia that most people aren't even aware of. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and I do one memory. That first summer we were having issues with the air conditioner down at the south transmitter, and I remember oh yeah, it needed to be replaced, and then we needed a backup. And I remember sitting in the little shack with the vent from the air conditioner going out the door, and I had to hold the door so that all the heat wouldn't, it could kind of get out, but then the air conditioning could vent outside. And my husband, being just amazing and who he is, knows how to cut holes in walls and make it so it's going to not leak. And, and I remember sitting there for about 2 hours just looking out at the baseball field and just oh, wow, I don't know what I signed up for. But, having a backup I was just reminiscing. I'm I know those have a life to them, but that little air conditioner does work hard in the sun when it's hot. Because,
it's hot. It's just locked up little room. Yeah,
and that transmitter generates a lot of heat. So, anyways, I never took a picture of myself doing that. So, but, it was the vent from the back of the...
Sweating on the floor with Jesus.
I know. But then, having those moments, Mike, he's seen me be, I don't want to use the word neurotic, but maybe just a little bit. And he's seen me, when we first went live, do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
There was 1 billion people in the room and these producers, and how exciting it was. And it's real, it's happening, and all the sweat and the thought processes of, having this room so that we could do this. And, just.
Yeah, clearly you took the responsibility seriously. And, and I could feel the weight that was on your shoulders in a sense.
I try not to effervesce that much, but sometimes it just comes out.
Not always. I mean, you've always been a delight to work with.
No, thanks, Mike.
Well, it has been a delight to have you as our guest. I mean, like I said, you're the voice of the radio. People hear that, but just to have you here to reminisce, and it's nice listening to you talk about the challenges and then realizing Jesus has got this. He's going to not let me go. A lot of people out there listening right now, you're facing challenges in life too. It's not a radio station, but it's probably even more serious with your children. It's with a spouse, relationships.
Cancer.
Just all kinds of health issues, financial issues. Hey, I want you to just lean into God. Amen. As Jenni was talking about with the radio station, hey, I'm just going to trust God. I'm going to lean into God, and God brings it through.
Amen.
Praise God. Hey, we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Please join us right here each Friday morning at 8 a.m. If you have any questions or comments about today's show, email wajc@yourliferadio.com. You can hear more from Pastor Mike at Maranatha's website, realchurch.org, on the Messages and Media tab. The opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of the owner.